Hi, everyone.
Hello. Happy Monday, friends. What's up?
We're here.
We're here. It always feels like forever since we've recorded.
It really does. Like my life, so much of my life has unfolded in these last 7 days.
Me too. I've had a really good week, though. It's perfect weather. It's like freezing. I'm wearing shorts.
I hear that the cardinal signs in the like astrological signs will be ending a 15-year period of turmoil and strife. And I guess that period where it's like the beginning of the ending of that starts like right now. So
things are going to be so good
for those 4 signs, which I am one of them. So
what are the
fingers
signs?
Crossed.
Is Aries one of them?
I can't remember. I mean, Capricorn, Cancer. Someone in the comments help us out. Someone's seen this freaking TikTok, all that stuff. So
I was taking care of 2 enormous dogs all week because my cousin was at a funeral, and so I was going like 4 times a day. He lives 5 minutes away, but it still kind of cuts into your day. I couldn't really like focus on my stories. I only got through 1 season of Grey's this week, Joan, which was season 3.
Okay, interesting.
It's really all I have to do other than like walking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This week for me was just kind of like I had a lot of things happening, but with work, etc. So
yeah, your John Mome Holmes Instagram is so hilarious to me because it's so like it's the most random. There's never an explanation as to why you're posting this picture of like a cactus and the horizon, and then I think you posted that and then you wrote like throwback to nice weather or something. I was just wondering what it had to do with you selling real estate.
Okay, here's the thing. It's not all about selling real estate. It's about selling yourself. Okay. So there has to be I don't want it to be solely just posts about,
look at this house.
Hey, here's a house I'm selling. Here's a house I just sold. Here's some clients. Also, not everyone wants their stuff online, so I can't post every piece of work that I'm doing. So, plus, I want it to look cute. I am also about aesthetics. I want some cute things happening.
You should, on your website, you should put a link to our podcast because, I mean, they'll definitely get to know you.
So I'll tell you, I did post one post about the podcast when we very first started it. And then like 2 weeks later, I deleted it because I was like, you know what? If people stumble upon it, in relation to that, but I don't necessarily need like my great aunt who follows my work Instagram, like being like, let me see what's John up to.
I never
cool, taking hard pics. Awesome.
You should do those videos that you see on TikTok where like there's a real estate guy like showing off like real estate in New York, and then like as he goes down the stairs, it's like click 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 because it like speeds up the video.
Here's the thing. Before I was doing real estate at all, I would not post on social media. In fact, I don't really like it. I'm pretty like, I'd rather keep myself private. And so I'd say where I'm at now is pretty good for where I was. I don't see myself recording like video walkthroughs, but you never know. I mean, like I could. Many of those people are failed actors too, I'm sure. So.
Oh yeah, of course.
I wouldn't declare myself a failed actor, but I was a teacher. Okay,
Yeah, no, I think most of my actor friends are now real estate people, and they seem to all be doing really well. So there you go. Let's get into some.
Okay, so shall we talk about like our little bit of business?
Our housekeeping.
Yeah. How many have we done? And I'm still like, I was actually thinking before this, I was like, oh yeah, what does she do for those bumper or those like little interstitial things? And Sala Walloway, thank you. You got to be a little relatable to sell. So who doesn't want to look at a tree? All right.
Exactly.
Speaking of, if you are looking to buy or sell in the Phoenix metro area, call me up, baby.
We should put that on a banner. All right, John, I'm gonna click some banners here.
Yay! All right, so if you are interested, we have our Patreon. It's on and popping over there, and guys, there's like already a bunch of episodes to listen to. If you want to listen to us talk, there we talk a little bit more about like personal, as though this isn't already us talking about our personal lives plenty. I'm sorry, Linda. But over there, we do talk a lot more about our, what's going on? What's up? Amanda's going to tell the second part of a weed store story this week. And y'all, you're going to want to subscribe to listen to that. So check it out on patreon.com/podinthecity, because this week we cover. So in the first half of our episode, we do like a little mixer, and then we're going to do Broad City. And then on our main Sex in the City, Pod in the City, there's so many things going on. Pod in the City podcast for all of y'all to listen to. We actually have a special guest. Can you put it back up there again so I remember? We're doing actually the finale of season 1. Can you believe it? Season 1, episode 12. Oh, come all ye faithful, with Jen from Real Housewives. Oh my God,
you nailed it.
Real Housewives recaps. I don't know why that's hard to wrap my mouth around.
No, it is hard. It's hard.
Anyone else? Real Housewives recaps. And
she doesn't even cover Housewives. It's just one of those things where like that's what she kind of got well known with the title of, and now she mostly talks about like the royals, and she's doing like insanely well.
Well, I can't wait. And if you aren't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, try it. What's fun is I did go into our YouTube studio one night. I was just like, la-di-da. And I was looking at the analytics of like each video. And it's like, how long do people watch? I don't remember what they call that, but it's like watchers. And it shows this it starts. And then within 30 seconds, huge drop off. And then it's like,
but then it usually stays pretty steady. It stays steady.
Yeah. I think we're ranking about 28% of people continuing watching. So I guess that's good. Anyway, and then hit the like button. We love you. Little explanation. We are posting the lives and a video. So if you see 2 separate things, feel free to watch them. We are trying to build up our watch hours. It all helps us. And get our subscribers. So follow us on Insta, because we have reminders of when our new episodes are dropping on there. And it's also a really easy place to message us too. We get lots of fun messages, especially about, we have a couple friends who are really active in messaging us things. And one gave some beautiful ASMR suggestions. So I can't wait.
And everyone needs, so like this ASMR thing, this bit is like, listen, the amount of bits that we thought of that immediately got dumped after like the first episode. Like we were going to rank every Sex in the City episode. I think it lasted the first episode.
That's too hard. Most of any of the bits that are like too difficult, like I can't remember enough to like rank all the freaking
ASMR
episodes.
Thing stuck, and now I've just had to come to the acceptance that it's just going to be happening. So I've learned to embrace it. But the last one that he did, I think it was for our Golden Girls episode
on our Patreon.
The ASMR was so good. He did like a Coke commercial, like pouring like Diet Coke into ice, and I was so into it. It sounded like the 80s.
That's where I like to go live out my little fantasies. Like I definitely I come to Amanda and she's like, okay, what do you want to talk about? I'm like, well, I'm going to talk about my Barbies and I'm going to do an ASMR moment. And it's like, the fuck? But luckily you guys love us. At least we hope so.
Really quickly, another thing for us for our Pod in the City episode, we read at the end. We always read a embarrassing, humiliating, hilarious sex story. Yes, we'll see who's sending it, but we will always keep it anonymous, and there is never any judgment. And we've been able to relate to pretty much everyone. So send in your submission to patcpod@gmail.com. It can be as crazy as possible.
We need these. We need them. So please.
It helps everyone else make you know what? Everyone else feel better themselves.
And you felt like it.
And last thing, over on TRP, my podcast with Jody, Total Request Pod, for the month of April, we're doing 420 month. So if you guys want to go to our Facebook group, it's We Love to Hate TV. That's kind of also John's surrogate Facebook group as well. You can send in your favorite weeds. This isn't very special weed episodes. This is like weed is fun in the episode. So go over to our Facebook group. It's a pinned thing, and you guys can vote until I think next week. So, and then speaking of which, on 420, which is a Saturday, April 20th, we're going to do I think it's our 4th annual, it might be 5th annual, but at least 4th annual 420 spectacular. And my mouth is dry. And John is going to be there. Nick Kachanov will be there. Jody will be there. Erica will be there from Surreality Pod. Julie will be there.
So many people, dude.
I know, it's going to be a lot. Yeah.
It is.
But anyway, so, and possibly a couple others, but anyway, so that should be fun. Join us. And it's going to be live, but it'll be live on YouTube just like this, but it's going to be still behind a paywall. So you'll need to be on me and Jody's Patreon to get the link to watch it live.
Part of that too is because of the imbibing. Isn't that what it's called?
What do you mean?
It's behind a paywall like that because we're going to be like enjoying ourselves the way that you do on 420. And you know, I don't need
it's
that
legal, but still, I don't want anyone to
still, I don't want videos of me pounding shots anywhere. Like that's trashy.
Not the best. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. Any other housekeeping you can think of?
So with ASMR, just a little preview, I am going to work on a wood soup situation. So if you want to do a little Google ASMR wood soup, Sarah suggested it. And I already was like way ahead of you, babes, because I watched this shit. I've seen wood soup live. People do wood soup live.
I saw that conversation happening and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then you were like, oh, yeah, I love these. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. This is like a whole other fucking world.
See, so before this, I was like trying to like scroll through because Amanda's like, you know what I do? I scroll through TikTok to like find things to talk about. I was scrolling through my TikTok and I'm like, none of this is pop culture or anything. It's like someone making clay beads, someone freaking like, I don't know, doing. I was like, none of this is hot.
Have you ever? I got on like a trend where I was watching rock shaking for a while.
Like just shaking a rock?
No, it's like people like go out and like get rocks and then they like grind them in this like rock grinder for like 7 days and then they wash it off and then
I did that growing up.
It's so cool. It's so crazy how like beautiful rocks are.
It's like called rock tumbling.
Rock tumbling.
But I have also seen TikToks where they go and they find geodes, which are those rocks that have like the sparkly stuff inside.
I'm a basic white bitch from Canada. You don't think I know what a geode is?
Oh yeah. I mean, well, have you seen the videos though where they find them and then they like use this thing and they like chop them in half and it's like.
Oh no, I would like that though. That sounds.
You probably will get it now on your.
We're gonna do a TikTok section later. We're gonna end up.
I got stuff to say about that. Let me tell you guys, I got a strike. I got a strike on TikTok. And this is the second. Trust me, my comments get reported constantly.
You're awful.
And I have to I appeal them always. And they get appealed constantly, but I've gotten 2 strikes and there is a similarity between these strikes and I'm gonna tell you what it is. So please stay tuned.
Okay. I can't wait. You think TikTok's actually good? I feel like this bill that was passed. I mean,
it's not passed. It's they're trying to get it passed.
But isn't it just that they're not trying to cancel TikTok? They just need like within a certain amount of like months, it needs to be owned by an American company.
The problem is like, why is TikTok gonna sell TikTok to an American company. It's plenty popular outside of the United States.
Yeah, and honestly, everyone could just get a VPN on their phone.
Well,
just from a VPN.
I think that there's a lot of things where the government wants to overstep its bounds on people's freedoms to do things.
Oh, weird.
And, they want it to be weird.
It doesn't sound like them, yeah.
And so they kind of just want to take it away because they want ultimate control. I think that really what is happening is that TikTok is like allowing people to see a lot more information, connect with people a lot more than they ever did before. Seeing about things happening on all sides of the world. And I think that maybe the United States government doesn't really like that we're becoming more informed. I mean, anyway, unfortunately.
Well, let's pep things up a bit with wait, did I have another hot topic? Oh wait, we haven't done hot topics yet. That's it. That's all of our
well, that was our housekeeping, y'all. It only took us 15 minutes. 16 minutes this time. Yippee.
All right. Hello. Welcome to Hot Topics. And today I just want to do a quick follow-up. This is happy news now. I want to say first, I think it's like almost jarring how quickly people kind of have recovered from this Brown family thing. And now it's like how quickly everyone kind of returned to normal and just like want content back again. It's
oh, really?
Alarming. Yeah. But anyway, me and Jody are doing Seeking Sister Wife over on Patreon. I gotta tell you, I always miss doing Sister Wives, but like it's the same jokes. All the same hilarious jokes apply. And we're having like a lot of fun over there. So it's a nice little palate cleanser. Everyone go check it out. You do not need to watch the show, but you should at least watch the two couples because they're the two that we like. Anyway, Garrison, I'm sure everyone already knows this is old news, but the shelter that he adopted his most recent kitty, Miss Buttons, 4 days before he passed. The shelter that he adopted that cat from, and I think one of his other cats too, it got so many donations. I think a week ago they had received 13,000 donations over the course of just like the weekend. And I assume it's been a week now since then. I imagine that even more, like they probably doubled that. But they had this kind of party, like the 20th anniversary or something. And I think it's like this Saturday, and they're honoring Garrison. They're like putting up a plaque and they're naming the whole cat adoption room like in Garrison's name. So that's so beautiful.
That's one of the beautiful things that comes out of tragedy is people, it brings people together and it rallies people. It almost always does. It puts,
that's like it's one really positive thing that like that nobody can snark on, and like I think he would be I would love if that was my legacy.
That's what I was gonna say. It's beautiful that like he has that legacy now. You know?
And he'd be happy with, like, because he loved animals and it had nothing to do with politics or like being a veteran or anything. It was just he liked animals and like he loved cats and cool. So love that. This other thing, this is so random, but I think I have a picture of at least like the article, possibly. Here it is. So
y'all know that we have a long tortured relationship with Godspell.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, please go listen back to something. Lots of things. We've done. We did a faded production of Godspell, which is where we like kind of. That's not where we met, but where we.
Just ending it there, but anyway, that was me and John carrying some bitch around.
Yeah. So we just have, anytime we see anything about Godspell, it's like it's on site, baby. And right here,
my interest.
Right here, there's going to be a Godspell documentary about the legendary original Toronto production, which I guess had Martin Short, Victor Garber,
Andrea
what's her
Martin.
name again? Andrea Martin.
Gilda Radner was in it. Eugene Levy, Martin Short was in it. It was like a lot of the SNL, Second City, SCTV people. Isn't that crazy? Like, yeah, Gilda Radner and Martin Short like dated. I'm so obsessed with all things SNL. So
it probably was actually then a good production of Godspell.
Oh yeah.
Because after that, no Godspell production probably has ever been good. I don't think it is.
Gilda Radner is the exact person that should be in Godspell. Like,
I'm gonna tell you,
she could make that work somehow.
I had a week of theater this week, actually. So I saw 3 different live theater productions this week. I saw MJ the Musical at Gamage Auditorium, which is like the Michael Jackson musical. Now,
I think my friend was in that.
I had slight trepidation, but the guy who played Michael Jackson was amazing. It was kind of boring, I'll say. Yeah. Then I also saw a show which I hope to never see again, and that is My Fair Lady. I have seen that now too many times. I always forget that it's 3 hours long, and it's boring. And when you think it's going to be over, it's not.
You could cut Alfie Doolittle out of the entire show, and nothing would happen.
You could also cut half of Henry Higgins's songs and everything. Because his songs just go on and on and on, and it's like blah 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 blah. I don't even know the music enough, so sorry. Some not Gilbert and Sullivan. Who does that?
Lerner and Lowe.
Sorry, purists, but
but when we did that at my high school, we like kept everything and we didn't cut anything. Like we kept the entire like Viennese waltz sequence that was like 40 minutes at the top of Act 2.
Well,
so long.
I went to the production. It was a matinee. It started at like 3:00. Wasn't over until about 3:30. 6:30.
6:30, okay.
And then they had to do another show in an hour. And I was like, I would literally, if I had to spend 6 hours of my day doing My Fair Lady, and no one has a good part in that show. No one except her, I guess.
And Henry Higgins and Pickering.
I just can't. I cannot. I don't ever want to see it.
Yeah, that's
I saw like an original play.
That kind of show day is like depressing because you don't even have time to like go to like Red Robin or something and get like a cocktail. You literally you're bringing like a lean cuisine to the theater with you and like warming up.
That's the type of show that if I was gonna be an ensemble member in that, I would just have to turn that down. It's so boring and bad, and no one gets a good feature in it.
Yeah, no, the ensemble is
I also think it's disgusting that he treats her like absolute utter garbage and shit, and then within that 30 seconds, it's like, oh, okay.
I know.
The fuck?
Anyway, let's get back to this Godspell thing, though. So they're gonna do.
Oh yeah, I thought we were kind of done with that, but it's a documentary, right?
No, well, I wanted to talk about. But the reason that I brought this up, but yeah, everyone should watch that. I mean, I'm obsessed with all of that. But what needs to be discussed more? I was saying to John, it's not discussed enough. I'm sure I've talked about this on the podcast. The Godspell movie and the fact that there's a sequence called "All for the Best" where the entire cast dance, and again, the song is like, and it's a creepy song already. And it ends with
there's absolutely no reason that they need to be doing what they're doing at the end of this song.
And it ends on a shot. Okay, so it takes place in the World Trade Center. And I read an interview with like Victor Garber where he's like, there was like no safety at all. He's like, we were all just so excited to like do. Would you ever do that? If I was getting paid $100 million,
I'm not recollecting how close to the edge they are.
And it's like a slope downward.
But I would have been scared. I would have been really scared. I don't think I would have been able to do the performance. Even if I wanted to, I would be scared.
They're on and also the World Trade Center is like just getting built, so there's all this like scaffolding, but they're on the very, very top on the edge, and they're all like away from the edge, like facing the camera, and the edge is you. But then it goes dun 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 dun, and they all turn around and run to the very edge where there's a tiny little railing that's like waist high, and then they all turn around so their backs are right against the railing, and they do a whole like dance sequence facing away from the edge. No fucking way I would do that.
No.
Would you ever do that? How much like honestly, if you were getting paid all the money in the world, I couldn't. I'm so scared.
I think if you gave me $1 million, I would do it.
You would do that for $1 single $1 million.
Yeah. What
that
are they?
Even last
No one died
life.
doing it. I'm gonna guess there's some forced perspective work here, and there's no way they're 6 inches from the edge. Because if you had me 6 inches from the edge,
how many times I've watched that thing and like broken down every camera shot? I can play it in my head right now, like shot for shot.
Speaking of, I want to know, Amanda.
Yeah.
What are we watching?
Okay. We're watching a lot. Oh yeah, that's all I have for. And also,
we got a lot.
I stuck the documentary of the 1975 original Toronto cast of Godspell under our hot topic. Yeah, a cat room was named after Garrison, and there's gonna be a doc of
y'all. Godspell. I'm nearing 40. Amanda is already.
That is a hot topic for me. I'm turning 41.
We're musical theater like nerds. Like, I mean, I saw 3 shows last week. I mean, geez,
that's a big week too.
Girl,
I hung out with some dogs and it was still like, whew, God, I have to drive 5 minutes there and 5 minutes back. God, it really cuts into my day. Let's do.
So pick me, choose me, love me.
We were on a break!
Have some remorse, have some sensitivity.
I think that I may be the voice of my generation.
I am someone who is looking for love.
Hey, it's Che Diaz.
Next week, baby, you get to meet Che Diaz.
Oh, I've already met Che Diaz, and I'm covering my drink already. All right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What are we watching here?
What are we watching, Amanda? Love is Blind, baby.
All right, let's start. So finally, this thing has wrapped up. Holy shit.
I'll say I didn't watch Love is Blind religiously, but it did pop up often on TikTok for me. And they really eviscerated Trevor, it seems, on the reunion for his stupidity.
Look at this sloppy piece of shit. Look at his
girl.
pants.
Someone sabotaged this man with this outfit. Something happened here. Or these are the pants he owned before he lost weight. You can tell with this man. Oh, they're
definitely pre-weight loss pants for sure.
You can tell with this man that he was a bigger boy. You can tell by the way you can tell by the way his body is built now. He used to be like bigger and then he worked out. And that's why it is. And so I think he's still probably learning how to dress his body. But let me tell you, sweetie, these pants,
they're all bunched because the
I have never, I literally, I have seen like senior citizen 90-year-old men wearing better pants. Like, what is happening here? What has happened? You are on a reunion show for like a Netflix show that the world's gonna see, and you wear that.
Well, Vanessa and Nick this is the perfect fucking picture of Vanessa. Just like, this is exactly the kind of girl she thinks she is. Like,
I hate them.
Zany. I can hang out with the boys. I can make quirky faces.
They're so annoying, both of them.
Yeah. And you can tell he hates her. But she's always trying to be funny, and she's not funny. And except this time, she at least didn't ask each cast member when they're gonna have a baby. When is there gonna be
it seems pretty clear that like no one's really hitting it off on there.
What do you mean?
Well, like none of the couples were really like.
Oh yeah, the people that actually made it, Johnny and Amy,
kinda.
Yeah, well, Johnny and Amy, the couple that made it, I honestly can say that I managed to skip 99% of their entire, and I don't mean just of this reunion, the season. Like I can proudly say I've only seen about 1% of their stuff, and that's just before I like pause or like press play and I get like into the tail end of their story. I could not give a shit about them. But yeah, Vanessa Lachey is just as emasculating and annoying as ever. And at one point she's like, "Oh my God, Johnny and Amy, we were watching this in bed and I heard you guys were getting married and I looked over and Nick, he was sobbing. Ow, I just hit my elbow. And he was like, I'm like, no, he wasn't. No, he fucking wasn't, Vanessa. And she was just so emasculating, and you can tell he was like.
Even then, like, if he's sobbing at Love is Blind, come on. There's bigger concerns.
Yeah, he was
Much
really yeah. Anyway, but they hate each other. But we get a full, oh my God, we got like a 20-minute full recap of all 6 seasons leading up to this because they had guests of honor at the reunion. And it was all
I had
the
seen
other
about
couples. And like some of them I'd forgotten about, of course. Gia Nina is there from like season 1, I think. She's pregnant with some other guy's baby. So like, why are you there? You weren't one of the successful couples. But anyway, Kelsey and Kwame are still together. Shocked. I've never been more shocked. Like there was an energy of like, okay, we're doing this because this is our business.
Okay.
Colleen and Matt are still together. Now, Colleen is a ballerina, and she is the origin of Jody saying, I know that I could do ballet right now. Jody thinks she could do ballet like today and like look exactly like Colleen. But anyway, that's like where that all came from. But Colleen and Matt, like that was a super toxic relationship. They're somehow still together. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So then we get on to the couples. Jeremy and Sarah Ann are dating. Ooh, do you know about this? This is like the guy that like he shared his location with his fiance, and then he went to meet like the other girl that he rejected in the pod, Sarah Ann. And he shared the location, but then he forgot he was wearing his Apple Watch, so the location like tracked all the way to Sarah Ann's house. And this bitch was just like watching it. It was hilarious. Anyway, they're dating now, and Sarah Ann comes on and she starts like yelling at everyone. And she's like, Vanessa's like, do you have a good relationship with everyone? And she's like, well, the boys, I'm like such good friends with all the boys. Like they're such sweeties, but like just none of the girls like me. And it's just like dumb. I'm like, okay, so that's a major problem. No, not that you don't have girlfriends, but like no.
If you're a girl and girls don't like you, that to me is
that's a you
alarming.
Problem.
Yeah.
Yes. But then she has the gall to start like yelling at all the other girls and telling Chelsea, that's the Megan Fox girl. She's like, you're just a pick-me girl. You're just a pick-me girl. And everyone's like, you're a pick-me girl. She just was like, I'm friends with the guys, but girls don't like me. It's so dumb. But I like hang out with guys all the time. She was like the ultimate pick-me girl.
I think what I'm starting to realize is the older and older I get, the shows like this, I feel more and more farther and farther removed from the people actually on it, because I'm like, I guess that, yeah, like I would have said this dumb shit when I was 25 or whatever the fuck they are. But now I'm just so like disgusted, and not disgusted, but like, just like, why? What?
Have you ever, I've never sat like in a room with, like, I've definitely given like a fucking fantastic cold shoulder to like ice the whole room over and make everyone uncomfortable. But I've never sat in a room with like another girl or a group of people and just screamed back and forth with someone and then like called them names. I've never called someone like a name before.
I will say, I've never called. Anyway, I did get into a fight at one time. Probably the biggest fight I got into was when I was teaching theater camp, and one of the other theater camp
I bet it was one of the other theater camp.
One of the other theater camp teachers thought that I just was dismissive of them and just didn't care about their opinion and yada yada. Like, it was very much a
same kind of feedback I usually get from people once they get to know me.
Okay, if I'm being real here, I had done this shit for like years at this point. This person was brand new, didn't really know what they were talking about, and then wanted me to give them just as much. Over time, I've learned that when you go into a new job and there's people who have more experience than you, what you usually try to do is kind of shut the fuck up and like listen. Like, listen, it's not a competition. Like, just.
Well, anyway, this bitch was just like, you're a pick-me girl and you're a bitch and you talk so much shit about me. I saw it on TV.
I would love to do that. I dream about fighting people, but
anyway, here's the looks. What do you think about these?
I think they're all pretty bad. I think the guys look okay, except for the white suit. And the
Yeah,
red dress is bad. Actually, both red dresses are. Yeah, actually, the only girl I think that looks good is up here in the top right corner. I don't know what.
In the red?
No, other side.
Oh, like her face is covered by the Pod in the City logo? Okay, yeah, that's AD.
Her dress looks normal.
Yeah.
I think like some of them, it's like, where are you going? They look like they're going to different places.
Yeah, but anyway, Trevor is backstage the whole time on a counter. It's like we got some surprises coming out, and then it shows Trevor like sitting backstage, and it's like 29:43, 29.
Okay.
It's like, okay.
Now, when you look at those other people's outfits, his outfit is even crazier.
Yeah, it's really dressed down.
Like, did they say that like, hey, just this is a casual thing, you'll only be seen waist up? Like, I get that.
No, they didn't all get the same memo, I think. But oh, thanks, Antique Krista. Anyway, that threw me, and I'm all flustered. Laura came. Oh yeah, Laura was really impressive. She came to play Trevor. Yeah, so now Trevor comes out, and here's a perfect reason why I am aware that I should not be dating. It's not safe for me to date because Trevor's like, oh, I just don't. And he was like all speechless and shit. And I was like, oh, because like that's how easy it is for me to feel sorry for someone.
Here's my thing is, so I kind of don't think what he did was like that terrible. Right.
Like, okay, well, yeah, like join the club of every single guy that goes on the show except for like
it's not like he didn't even cheat on his girlfriend. She knew he was going.
It seemed like they were like together, but like she was more into him than he was into her, and she was just kind of, I think she was probably a pick me girl too. Like, I'm chill with being just like friends. And then he was leaving her on. Like,
he's like, and then I'm gonna go on Love Is Blind. She's like, well, our love, I'm sure, will be stronger than that.
Yeah, no, I get both sides of it. I've been both people, honestly. So whatever, it's not a big a deal. But then he's like, "Can I leave?" So he left. I read something like with like contracts with on TikTok that if you don't show up at the finale, you have to like pay like a huge fine, like $100,000 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Or at the reunion, but someone still got out of it somehow. Anyway, so that's Love Is Blind. Oh, then there was this whole thing about like this fucking conversation. Nah, I don't even care about like how long these two people were talking in the pods. He's like, we were talking for like 10 minutes and then you stormed out. And she's like, no, it was like an hour and a half. And he's like, no, it was 10 minutes and then you stormed out. And she's like, no, I was there. And like, it was just whole argument that had nothing to do with anyone because it wasn't even the one that the guy picked. And then they like showed the footage and she was right. It was actually an hour and a half. And so I was like, all right.
Okay.
So I'm glad
I don't know if just nothing. Like I don't know if what's happening to me lately, but maybe I'm on because of my healing journey in general, and I'm like on my journey to like my path to finding like inner peace. Reality TV ain't hitting the way it used to for me somehow, like as the kids say. Like right. I'm kind of just like so many things I'm like, okay, I don't give a fuck. I do not care. I don't care. And I can't even pretend to want to care. But hey, watch out. Jump scare.
Oh my God. It's time for some Vanderpump rules.
Y'all.
Ew.
Y'all.
Talk about a pick-me girl.
This bitch is a hairdresser. Let's get that going. Her job is as a hairdresser. This is a hairdresser? She does love baseball caps because here she is.
God, I hate this
with her buddy. Much. Good old Spooky Joe. All right. This week, Katie Maloney, she did the damn thing, and I'm sorry. She ate Lala up. Speaking of pick me,
really?
Girl.
I actually think that this was the first time where I was like, oh, Katie, like you're the one that brought that up, though. She brought it up.
Lala needs to shut the hell up because her dumb ass Gold Doug married some piece of shit who she already knew was a big piece of shit.
Oh, are you talking about the last scene? I'm talking about the scene at the table where Katie's like, let's talk about Tom Sandoval because he's dramatic. And then
no. I think
is like, I don't want to talk about that.
That they had to do.
Yeah, okay.
That I feel like they had to do that conversation. It's later when they're having the chart reading
Yeah.
And Lala's like, you just need to get over it. You just need to get over it. And then literally I saw a clip cut back to fucking Lala talking after her and Randall broke up, and it's her being like, you know what? If people are going to be Randall's friends, they're out of my life. I don't care. It's as simple as that. I'm not doing it. They're out of my life. I'm done and whatever. And so now Lala wants to come back and be like, well, you know what? I'm enlightened now. I'm different now.
Yeah, well,
you all need to be shut the fuck up, Lala. You don't know what you're talking about, and you want to act hard? I could fight Lala. I could beat her ass up.
Blow her over.
Come the fuck on. And she wants to act hard. Baby Katie will fuck your shit up.
Yeah, sober Lala is pretty insufferable.
Beyond. And like, it's not because she's sober.
No.
It's because she just thinks that.
But being sober makes her feel better.
She is a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
End of story. And a loud one at that. She isn't one undercover. She comes at you and acts like she knows what's up. And I'm gonna need her to shut the fuck up.
Fat Lemons here says she looks like Robin breakdancing. So I did just put this into our overlay so you can. Okay, so there's this episode of Sister Wives.
I think I might have seen a clip of it.
Okay, I mean you probably have,
okay.
But
on TikTok or something.
The kids are like, we found this video of mom, and Robin's like 19 in this video. She still looks like 31. Okay. She looks off, and she's like breakdancing in her house, and it's like so cringy, and like that, and Robin's so excited that this is gonna be like shown on air, and it's like, bitch, you thought the TLC was not gonna do you dirty with that because they showed this whole video, and it obviously became the most talked about thing. Like people still like always talk about it, but here's a picture of this shit. Look at her.
Oh
she's
my God.
She thinks she's so funny, and like that is exactly what Joe is like, just like very Amanda, I'm making funny faces.
If we're gonna talk about, if I'm gonna go rant about hypocrites, we need to think about ourselves. And if TLC got handle on any footage of my shit, the dumb shit I pretended to do or acted out on stage in front of crowds of people in junior high school, they would make me look like the biggest piece of crap.
What if social media was around like when we were all like hanging out in college, like 136?
I'm really glad
we would have definitely made our own TikTok page and thought we were so funny, and we would have posted shit. I
actually think it would have been way different, and I think that we probably would have been people that are like, oh fuck that. We're like so like we would have probably acted like we're exclusive. I feel.
I don't know, that group dynamic. I think a couple people could have gotten us to do it.
Okay, then I actually think it probably would have broken us up, is what would have actually happened. Because that's what social media kind of does. Like nowadays, like I am so glad I went to school when I did. Seeing what kids have to do, like deal with. I know that sounds like such old man on my lawn, like these kids these days, but like they have to deal with so much shit, and like that's why it's just I'm glad I got to have a childhood, is what I'll say. Like I got to be a child.
All right, but VPR. Tom, I love that. Oh, first of all, Tom walks in and the assistant is there, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm on my way to the Barbie movie. I didn't mean for you to see me in my Barbie outfit." I was like, "Oh my God, you!"
Who said that?
The assistant. When Tom walks in, she's like, "I'm about to go to the Barbie movie, and you caught me in my pink outfit." I'm like, "You're mic'd up, bitch."
I think that, anything having to do with Tom Sandoval, I am really not. I'm on the struggle bus with that. And Sheena. I need Sheena to shut the hell up. I need Tom Sandoval to shut the hell up. I think the show needs to be canceled.
Sheena,
saying it.
Sheena, the victim with this Dancing with the Star thing, is so funny. But also, I just love that I think that Tom Sandoval ordered like some specialty ice cream, like Jenny's ice cream, like off Amazon.
It was salt and straw.
Oh yeah, okay, they've done
which
that on
you would get at if you're in LA, he probably went to the salt and straw like location.
Okay, but it almost seems like he accidentally ordered like 50 instead of 5, because he's like every scene he's in this episode, he's like pawning off ice cream on people.
I think it's because he's sober now. Because he's sober now. I'm not being speculative, but I'm struggling to see.
What does that have to do with the ice cream, though? Because he can't.
Because normally he'd go to a place and be like, "Oh, I'll have a rosé or whatever." And now if he brings ice cream or if he brings cookies or if he whatever, he's like, "Oh, I'm sober."
Yeah.
That's a pattern on the Bravo shows. That's where I'm connecting this is if someone is now sober, they're like, "Oh, I'll bring a tea. I'll bring whatever, or we'll have this thing instead of, like Lala would bring some kind of bullshit
and like make a whole thing of it. Make it very
well, because she's a businesswoman, okay? And she did it all herself. No help from her horrible, disgusting, husband that she did not marry for his money at all, of course. Anyway,
well, I love that Schwartz plans this Rat Pack night. I'm like, and he wasn't even trying to act like it was his idea. He's like, so I was like watching YouTube and I was watching, like Rat Pack stuff, And so I was like, we should go on a Rat Pack night. Like, he wasn't even pretending.
Was nuts to me because the way he sets it up is like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like, you're gonna get all dressed up, amazing. They walk into a restaurant that is like less, but it's less decorated than even like a Cheesecake Factory. It had no decorations. It was brightly lit, no decor. Now here in Arizona, like in Phoenix, we have a restaurant called Durant's, which the Rat Pack literally did go to, like it, and it's still around, and it's like dark, moody, like velvet. It's like a place that you would take like people or whatever. Okay, that was what I was expecting. So when they walk into this like generic Brazilian steakhouse thing, I was very much confused. So stupid. How James, this was like,
I'm in, man. I'm like, there's no way in any world that like there are 4 straight men that hang out together and that one of them's like, we should all like do like a Rat Pack theme like dinner, and they're all like, totally. No one has a problem with it.
It's stupid, but they are on a reality TV show, so
yeah. But anyway, that's and then
what are your thoughts on Brock?
I feel like he stinks. Like I feel like he doesn't. I feel like he smells like man BO, but like almost in an okay way. But like
I think
he's air BO.
Generally terrible, kind of. But
okay. The accent helps him get away with a lot.
The body, the accent, baby, he looks good on this show. Often
he wore heels to the to some.
He is short, event. I believe. They all wear heels. They all wear heels.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
But hey, isn't this the face you make when your guy friend makes you laugh?
God, oh my God, she wants him like she is a pick-me girl. She's like, I'm totally cool with this.
They've fucked though. They have fucked.
I know,
times.
But she's trying to act like she's like totally fine with that being the relationship.
She's like a dirty deer.
Like just oh my God, the faces. And then the other note I took is just when Tom's new thing is that he's worried about Raquel. He's like, I just want to like hear from her, dude. Like I just haven't like I don't even know if she's okay. And Lisa's like, Tom, I saw her at Easter.
This part was great. She's like, I spoke to Raquel. He's like, you did?
And then
she's like basically she wants nothing to do with you, Tom. She wants absolutely nothing to do with you. She wants to be happy, and she wasn't happy with you. You need to get over it.
Yeah, and Tom's like Tom in the voiceover is like, I was trying to be like nice to her after the whole scandal thing, and then she was so mean to me. Like I had to agree with her over everything, or else she'd get mad at me. It like wasn't fair. And then
we're also forgetting that she's like 15 years younger than him.
I know. And then Lisa goes, well, she did tell me that she didn't like lying to everyone, and that you told Tom told her life is lying. And he's like, I did not see that. It's just like perfect. Tom Sanders.
I do believe 100% that he would say that life is lying, because he would talk about how him and Ariana would talk about how they needed to do this and that, whatever, to do whatever for their image and yada yada. So, yeah.
That's all I have for Vanderpump.
I'm thinking that Vanderpump is going to be canceled after this year, and they're going to transition the cast to the Valley. The new Valley show is premiering soon, and I know that it's going to.
Are you going to watch that?
Probably not, because I've been struggling to even get through Vanderpump Rules. I fast forward. Today I watched The Real Housewives of Potomac. You know, I watch all the Real Housewives. I watch them all in the Jennifer. Him in his Speedo and robe. I get it, but I have a fantasy for big beefy rugby daddies.
More of a gay fantasy than it is for
exactly. He is a gay man's fantasy. Not a woman's. I get it. Jennifer, I get it. You know what? I get it.
Daddy.
He looks like every gay porn.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Like he is Anyway, where were we?
Well, that's it for Vanderpump. What were you? You had something.
Oh,
no, Vanderpump.
I don't care.
Well, guys, it happened. Grey's Anatomy. Came back. I was ready.
Season 20, y'all.
Season 20. By the way, Meredith's still in the show. I thought there was a whole fucking thing about her leaving last
I think
she was in every episode after that.
I thought they were saying that she was going to only be in this episode or in the first episode.
There's no way that's true. They started an entire new storyline this episode.
Oh.
Her thing is that she's doing an Alzheimer's study, and in the last episode she just made this discovery through all of her studies that everything that has been done with Alzheimer's leading up till now was wrong, and they have to start all the way back at square one, hundreds of years ago of research basically. And so now she has to do it in secret because now the foundation is pissed at her because she's causing a PR nightmare. So now she has to work in secret by exposing all the secrets. And anyway,
so is she gonna get sent to jail? Is someone
just Catherine Fox is gonna be mad at her, and she has a brain tumor because everyone gets a brain tumor in this show. Izzy Stevens has a stage 4 brain tumor, 3 months to live, fully recovers.
Oh.
Gina Davis
then goes on to have a successful acting career outside of Grey's herself. Well.
Let me tell. Well, yeah. Well, so a little teaser there for a movie I have coming up. Here's another plot line here. I feel like they were. You know how Grey's likes to make statements on things. They all through COVID, they were making all these. Okay. COVID is real.
Okay.
But to this episode, it seems like they're making a statement against technology because the main storyline is that two paramedics or two doctors. Okay. By the way. It comes back in all these new interns and stuff who've been there at least a year. And I just watched that whole season. Couldn't tell you the name of a single one of them. Barely recognized them. You all made zero impact on me. Okay. Anyway, they're back. 2 of them are in this ambulance. And this ambulance keeps getting rammed by this out of control car that is a self-driven car.
Oh dear.
His name is Wallace.
A self-driving car has is just ramming into an ambulance.
Back and forth. Yeah, and it's locked all the doors. And the guy inside, he's like, we're beta testing this new model. Whoa! It's so funny. And then the whole time Chandra Wilson's making this comment technology. I trust people more than I trust technology.
I gotta be honest. People get in car accidents every day.
I know, this is just so
it's crazy.
Funny. It was so
what
silly.
Boomer wrote that? It's what that feels like.
Oh, this whole show is Boomer.
It's some person who's very out of touch is you know what's the problem today? These self-driving cars. You know what I think more people on the rise of AI.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a lot of curmudgeonly writers that might still be a little hurt over the writers' strike, and because a lot of the writers' strike and actors' strike was about not letting AI. Did you know that was the main thing? Is that they're not. It's studios can't use AI.
They don't want to also part of it too was using people's images, taking someone's a photo of my face and then paying me $100 for it and then using it till the end of time to put on other CGI images and
which you can argue is basically what streaming services has done to everyone. That's it's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean,
if you see like residuals that these people are making, like Kimiko Glenn got famous for that because she posted her residuals for Orange is the New Black, and it's like $37 a month.
Well,
or
I
37
think that
cents a month.
Doing shows on streaming services, it seems like that's kind of like not that great.
Yeah, no, it's
they do a lot of crazy manipulative shit.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that was the main Grey's stuff. Teddy's obviously going to be fine. Yeah. Okay. But I mean, obviously she fainted last episode. And it was like, oh, what's going to happen to one of the main characters? Obviously she'll be fine because everyone's surviving brain tumors. She passed out because she like had like an infection or something. From an ear infection. Her ear infection passed down to her stomach and then she passed out. So
wow. For being at a hospital, you know, they don't address, like, they didn't address how, anyway.
It was while she was doing surgery, obviously.
Her ear infection slid into her butthole.
Or a tooth, no, it was a tooth abscess. Very Aunt Diane. Anyway, I'm going to be doing weekly recaps of Grey's, so get ready.
You are?
Yeah. What?
Oh, you mean on here?
On here. Oh, no, I'm not adding more into my life.
Jeez, lady.
Jesus. No, but I'll make a little graphic for that. And, you know, I put in the effort for this. I put in the work. So you guys get to reap the benefit. That's what so speaking of which, I watched 27 Dresses because I'm obsessed with Katherine Heigl. I love her so much. I think history is going to look back on her cancellation as probably like, oops, we kind of fucked that up. Well, because she maybe was being correct. Maybe she was not that bad.
Yeah, calling out some of the things.
The misogyny in Hollywood. Oh, what a difficult woman.
She has a really good movie, actually, where she plays like a crazy wife of someone. And I think it's called, it's not called Obsessed, because I think that's the one with Beyonce and someone else. She plays this like crazy mother, this like very controlling mother who ends up like she wears this huge, beautiful caftan and like runs through a house with a knife and burns in a fire. Yeah, check it out. I can't remember what it's called.
Okay, well, we can't. Wait, what did you tell us what the title of that was?
I can't remember.
Because you just described kind of a plot line.
Let me see here.
This is a horror movie?
It's like a thriller is what they'd call it. A thriller. You know, it's called This is pretty low on her. Oh, Unforgettable, y'all. Unforgettable. It's from 2017. It has Rosario Dawson.
Oh. She's in the Rent movie.
Oh yeah.
I rewatched that recently. It's actually not as bad as you remember it.
Oh dear. I think it was just woefully miscast the way that Dear Evan Hansen the movie was as well.
I actually like that movie.
I heard a little update about our favorite Nepo baby, how he's going to be doing 18 nights at the Palace Theater, which is famously done by like Judy Garland, like iconic people, and he's going to
I think his
if you have a daddy who's a producer on Broadway, you can get whatever you want, I guess.
Anyway, I watched 27 Dresses, and I really liked it. I thought this was a solid ass story.
They don't make movies like that anymore, and they're just nice. Those are like comforting and like just nice to watch.
The way have you seen that? The way it ended,
I watched it.
I guess I'll spoil the ending, but it's that she's been a bridesmaid and like wedding planner to 27 of her friends, and she just kind of stays positive the whole movie. And the only unbelievable thing is that like James Marsden is constantly hitting on her the whole movie, and she's like, ew, get away from me. Like, you would joke. And he's also it also turns out that he's her favorite writer, because he writes for the newspaper, and he writes wedding like recaps.
And she doesn't know it's him?
Because he goes by a pseudonym, but then she does find it. And even after that, she's not like, she's
if James Marsden came within 5 feet of me, it would be over for him. But he is so fine. Has been, is now, and will likely forever be. Oh, yeah. I
reckon it's on Disney Plus. It was good. Like it moved. Like I was constantly like in it. There was no but the way it wraps up is that she gets married at the end, and as she walks up the aisle, like she's at the aisle, getting married, and then it pans out, and all 27 of the people that she was, they're all there, and they're all wearing these stupid dresses that they like made her wear. So like each woman had to wear like her own like stupid like dress. I was like,
that's cute.
A real nice button on the end of that thing.
I will say I am able to suspend my disbelief, I believe is what they call it. Who has 27 friends that would want you in their wedding?
I've been in one wedding ever.
I've been
2-3 weddings, I think, in my adult life.
I think I've been in 3 weddings, and that was me clinging. That was barely.
A couple other people like that.
Barely making the cut, kind of on that shit.
Well, the thing with me is that most of my best friends lived in Canada or Arizona, and I could never like fly out. I was always like, I don't know, I was like in Florida during Jenny's wedding, and it was a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Well,
okay,
Amanda, thank you for that beautiful introduction. It's time for John's Movie Corner, y'all. So guess what? This week, I unfortunately was unable to go to the movies as many times as I wanted.
You still went to 2, didn't you?
No, one's my recommendation for the week.
Okay.
The other. So, as I said, I saw 3 pieces of live theater, but the movie that I went to this last night, and it is called Love Lies Bleeding, which I will say, I commend.
Kristen Stewart?
Yes, it is Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, I recognized her. Yeah, okay.
It is like a queer bodybuilding thriller-y thing. Here's how I feel. There were 2 moments. How do I say this? I thought it was all right. I don't think it was good. I thought it was okay. I appreciate representation. There were 2 lines in it that sent me into the stratosphere, and I gasped and like couldn't even believe it. Here you go. So Kristen Stewart is like getting with this girl who is like a bodybuilder. Okay. Kristen Stewart works at a gym that her dad owns, and it's like a thriller too about murder and shit. Kristen Stewart is with this girl who's a bodybuilder. Okay. They fucked multiple times. Yeah. Like there's a lot of like sex scenes in it. Okay. So fine. I'm fine with that. Fine. I think that's beautiful. In fact, gay love. Awesome. There's a time when the bodybuilder girl is like standing, leaning over the sink. Okay. Kristen Stewart comes up behind her. She is smoking a cigarette, and the girl's like, I thought you quit. And then Kristen Stewart goes down to her knees. Okay. Behind the girl. I thought she was going to eat her ass at that point, but she didn't. Okay. So this happens this happens 1 scene after Kristen Stewart finds out that the girl that she's been fucking has been with men before. Okay. So that's why this felt like a weird tie-in. Kristen Stewart says to the girl, I just want to stretch you open. That's what she says. Okay. And I'm like, that took my breath away, and now I've seen plenty of like crazy movies and stuff, but
that's
I don't know that I've
been direct.
Even in and it's not because it's 2 women. I've never heard something like that probably in a movie at a movie theater. I want to stretch you open. And then this is the next part. How many fingers do you use when you're fucking yourself? I gasped.
You think that's like a weird thing to say?
Why is that why is that in this movie? Why is that what their sex scene, a continued sex scene is her being like, I want to stretch you open. How many fingers do you use when you fuck yourself?
I feel like that would be like a normal question you might ask someone that you're like girl on girl. I would probably ask it more in like a scientific, like a casual discussion, like over brunch type thing, though, rather than like in the heat of the moment. I don't think it's sexy, but I'd be interested to be like, oh, like how many fingers do you use?
You're right. I'm not a lesbian, but like, trust me, I do. Now we're on YouTube Live, so There's things that I've stretched open plenty before, but I've never said, hey, how many fingers do you use when you're stretching your asshole open, dude? I like,
Okay.
what?
I think it's a little
And
different.
then in a movie.
Okay, I don't think
I gasped. Well, okay. Well, I was shook and I wanted to bring that information back to y'all because I literally was like,
I might watch
the
that.
color drained from my, it wasn't good. It was pretty boring actually. And like kind of outlandishly
I'll just find that scene online,
stupid.
like bootleg, and watch that.
Where she's like, I want to stretch you open.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
Oh, girl.
Okay, what else? You know what? I still haven't talked about Mean Girls. Should I just move that to
Oh, well, let's talk about that right now.
Okay, well, I watched Mean Girls and
because I've seen that too.
Okay, I loved it. Also, I don't know the musical, and I was like, every song in here is really good. I don't know, like, I think I'm just out of the musical theater like community, but like I just stopped listening to new Broadway musicals after Book of Mormon, and I just assumed they all suck. So I like Derek Hansen, but every song in this was so good, and all the lines were funny. Everyone was really good, and the girl that played Katie, I saw so much like everyone making fun of that part in Revenge Party, and I thought fine. What was wrong with her? She didn't have like an amazing voice, but it wasn't a bad voice. It was a very pleasant.
Her face looked dead, and she looked dead behind the eyes, and she looked confused in every scene. She didn't look engaged. And
I gasped.
It was so bad
because I was watching. I'm like,
she's a nepo baby. Don't forget.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I think most of them are. Not Renee Rapp. But
and neither is Karen. I loved Karen, and I thought she was gorgeous.
Oh, Karen's not a nepo baby, but she's like a child star.
Oh,
she was in that show, The New Normal, with Andrew Rannells.
No, that's the other one.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That's Gretchen.
Okay.
Gretchen. I loved her. I thought she was really good.
She was great. Everyone was great.
I really enjoyed it. I thought Alii Cravalho, who played Janice.
Janice and what's his name?
Damien.
Hilarious.
They were the best part, actually.
You know what? I was shocked that the line they took out. They took out the line, "Who here? Raise your hand if you have ever felt personally victimized by Regina George." They like took that line out for some reason. I was like,
I wonder if that's in the stage version or if they took it out.
But why would so many lines translated over? It seems like that's a pretty famous line. But anyway, they also took out the Meet the Mean Girls, like my favorite
Plastics.
Part. Meet the
that
Plastics.
I think was a mistake. But that's a common thing of movie musicals now is they remove like the good parts that people want to listen to. They made it all about Regina. They took out the other two girls' parts. And then because of that, you miss the part at the end when they're all singing together, which is some of my favorite musical theater moments is when there's different people singing different shit at the same time. Come on. That's the best.
Yeah, I don't know. But other than that, I mean, everyone is pretty solid. But I immediately was like, wow, that girl really looks like Jenna Fisher. And then right at the beginning, she turns around and her mom is Jenna Fisher. And I was like, okay, Jenna Fisher clearly got cast in that because of like, it wasn't like they were like, we need a Jenna Fisher type. We need the Jenna energy on set. They were clearly like, this girl looks like Jenna Fisher. I'm sure she's not doing anything. So call her up, get her in here.
Well, she's on a podcast, Amanda.
Yeah, I know.
A really great podcast that I love.
It wins Doughboys always make fun of that too. They're like, yeah, we put in all this work and then Office Ladies wins the fucking potty.
Oh, it won an award?
It wins like all the time. And I was so excited when that podcast first came out. And like me and Jody were like,
pumped. Oh, it's so bad. I mean, and that's coming from us.
Unlikable. Angela comes across fine, but oh my God, Jenna Fisher is just awful. Anyway, loved Mean Girls. All the songs were good. Stupid with Love has been in my head all like week. And I even kind of like the weird version in the movie. It's very just like I could get a massage.
I just think that girl was like an energy sucker from the movie. And when you put her next to some of the other ones, I'm like, ooh, she looks especially bad. Next to Renee Rapp
well, yeah. What did you think of the guy that played the love interest?
Not cute.
Oh, I was the whole time I was thinking, I'm like, John would totally be into this guy because his lips are so like pillowy.
Ew, I think he was not cute. One thing that is an epidemic now is trying to apply the popular like floppy hairstyle to every man. It doesn't work for every man, and this is a man it doesn't work on. Now, if you guys love musical theater, if you love iconicness, this is my movie recommendation of the week.
Okay.
And it is Connie and Carla. Now, I'm not saying this movie is going to win any fucking awards, but Miss Toni Collette. Now, Nia Vardalos, if you've seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding, you know what you're getting
this
into
is the performance
here.
Toni Collette is a national treasure.
Toni Collette, baby. This was one of my first.
As Catherine Hahn. I feel like they're the same level of just like character actors that can do anything.
If I see them in something, I instantly want to watch it. Toni Collette edges out Catherine Hahn for me. Just Toni Collette's on another level here. And I'll tell you, Nia Vardalos is so lucky that she found Toni Collette because she makes them work. Like, okay, so basically the idea with this is like, these are two women who like love musical theater. They've been friends since they were kids. They want to like have their own two-woman show basically. So they have a show that like they do it at an airport. Okay. They do it in like a lounge at an airport. They end up witnessing a murder by someone and the mob, kind of like a mob boss, and the mob boss sees them and knows them. So they have to go on the run. And where they decide to go on the run is where is that? I think West Hollywood. And they pose as drag queens. So the idea is like, then the whole movie, they're pretending to be drag queens.
Okay.
They go audition to be drag queens at a show, and they like basically
I did not know that that's what this movie was about. You and Ricky were constantly like begging me to watch this. I just don't feel like it.
You have to be able to like suck it up through some moments that are cringy, very cringy, like Jesus.
Like not ironic, like they know that's cringe, or like
the scenes with Nia Vardalos and her love interest is David Duchovny.
Oh, sure.
The scenes between the two of them are interesting, but there is a cameo towards the end of the movie that will shake you to your core.
Okay, where can I watch this?
I actually don't know. Somewhere on streaming. Look it up on streaming, guys. Connie and Carla. Again, so yeah, then they pretend to be drag queens. They basically turn around this club, and then, are they drag queens? Are they women pretending to be drag queens? What?
All right. Well, maybe.
And this is them in
not
drag
available to stream anywhere in Canada. I just
looked. Oh no!
So probably in the my computer's in Canada right now.
Shit.
I like my VPN's off, so I can't check US. But
let me see here, y'all. Because
check US.
If you like, if you whatever, if you're willing to watch this shit, do it. It says that it's on Stars.
Oh, okay. I'm not getting a Stars add-on to watch Connie and Carla.
Prime Video has it. You might have to rent it. Sorry, y'all. You guys watch it.
Write it off. Oh my God, I got my taxes back. I owe $10,000. I've never owed more than like $800 before. I was like, what? Like, I'm gonna have to do a payment plan.
You're supposed to be saving throughout the year.
I've never had to pay that kind of money before. And my mom's like, I told you should be putting money away. I was like, $1,000.
They actually, in the United States, like, I mean, as a self-employed person, you can do prepaid too. Like you pay throughout the year.
That's what I'm doing now. And also, like a quarter or a third of that is because Canada forces you to have a pension plan. Because they care about their citizens. Weird.
Yeah, but that's good. That's actually good.
I was like, I
damn,
have
I wish mine
in retirement now.
Yeah, I wish mine was going to that.
I know, right? I was like, I just didn't think that was a thing because they don't do that in the US. Anyway, can I open a Roth IRA?
I will tell you,
what that is.
You can't, like a Roth IRA is actually, you can put money into it that's already been taxed, and they can't ever tax it at any point. So you can't, because I did talk to my guy about that.
Yeah.
You can put it into a SEP IRA, which is a different...
Yeah. See, these IRA things seem like this is something like a savings account where I would have to go out of my way to deposit money I would need it to come out of my account without me even knowing everything.
You can do that. The only thing for me that sometimes when I'm putting money into mine is like, well, I can't touch this now for 20 years, basically. It's not like it's an account that I can just dip into when I need like some.
Our number somehow went up during that conversation. I'm like, this is what you want to hear about? You want to talk Roth IRAs?
It's tax season, baby.
I guess that's true. I guess it's relevant, right? Okay. Is that it for? Oh wait, you have another thing. Didn't you have another movie, or was that it?
Do I? No.
That was it. All right. Well, let's get into our final section. TikTok, you don't stop.
Section.
TikTok, you don't stop.
Right.
All right. Okay. First, I didn't take a screenshot of this because we thought of it literally like as the countdown was like 3, 2, 1. I'm like, we should talk about Dylan Mulvaney.
Dylan Mulvaney has a new song out. And it goes like this.
These are the days. These are the days. These are the days of girlhood.
Which like, I want to be.
Monday I roll out of bed. Tuesday morning, grab my.
You know what? I think that last week I talked about representation. I believe it's 1000% important. I think it's great. I still think that you can be an icon for a community and make shitty music. Sorry, the song sucks. It's not pleasant to listen to. And what I kind of wish,
catchy though, and I hate that. It's so catchy.
I kind of wish though that she would something that tends to happen with singers who can sing high is they want to sing higher than they need to. And then their voice doesn't sound as good when they're trying to sing as high as they possibly can for everything. And so I think if Dylan Mulvaney wanted to take a suggestion from some peon bitch who who's nothing named me in Arizona, just sing a little bit lower and it would sound more pleasant. It just sounds so like, it sounds like it's at the top of what she can sing. And it's like,
I'm actually just really confused because it just sounds very basic. Like, she has like an okay voice, but then I did look it up and yes, she was Elder Price in Book of Mormon, like the tour. That's like a hard role. If she can sing those songs, like this song should sound better, I think.
I think the difference though is what I kind of was just kind of getting at. I don't know how to skirt around it, but like you can sing. She could sing high as Elder Price. She's singing even higher.
I guess
she probably sounded better when she was singing as Elder. Like maybe that's a better pocket for her voice.
Okay,
sound better.
It's just, I mean, but I think it's so funny how like people are getting really butthurt about it, and I'm like, I don't really think that she's trying to offend anyone, and yeah, it is like a lot of
people are getting upset about.
People are saying like it's just like women, like it's a lot of just stereotypes of women. I'm like,
here's what I'll say as a person who has recently had a thing with my whole Barbie collecting, etc., like having to do with gender and what that means and how it's portrayed. When you're young, and if your idea, like, it's okay that an idea of girlhood is putting on makeup, wearing dresses, and being pretty. They're not saying that that's like it. That's not the end all of what it means to be a girl. And that's their experience too.
And I don't think this was that they were trying to make this like beautiful by Christina Aguilera. Like this music video is going to like change people's lives and like really speak to the masses. I think she just wanted to do like a cute song about being a girl, and it's catchy and annoying. And I mean,
I will still say, I will still stick by my feelings of last week that she's not as talented. She's not as great as like they're putting her up to be. Like she doesn't need to perform at Lincoln Center. She doesn't need to be on the Tonys, things like that.
Did you watch that? Did you watch that TikTok of her and Drew Barrymore doing that interview?
No, I can't. I cannot watch. You did not. Did you? I don't think you did.
They like tumble to the ground together on their knees. Like
that's my. Yeah. I think it's beautiful what Dylan Mulvaney has done. I wish that I could just. I will say though that there is an interesting part of it that she is thin and white. And so
and already conventionally attractive, which also helps.
I'm just gonna say there's a lot of people going through the transitioning and the struggle that aren't getting launched like on platforms all over the place. You know.
Yeah, I've been watching her since the very first day of being a girl. So like I was committed to this from like day one.
I followed. I followed. Too.
It was very much a pandemic TikTok journey. So anyway, so there's that. But what do you have for TikTok? I have a couple of things.
So you guys.
Recently
on TikTok, I've been seeing a trend that just sparked this thing in me. And this trend that I've been seeing is, that's what those are. I was too scared to click on either of those because I didn't label them. What is that?
It was just the Mean Girls poster.
Oh.
With screenshots at the bottom. I hope there's no like.
Cut that. Is that name?
No, see, you take a screenshot, you can see like all the pictures down here.
Yeah, I see that. That's not my phone though, is it?
This is my phone.
Okay, good God.
Click on it. It's your phone.
All right. This is what launched me. All right. This salad bar in the fridge. Okay. Perfectly fine if you want to make a fucking salad bar in your fridge. I don't give a fuck. In fact, great. I'd love someone to do this in my fridge. Now, I don't think it's getting used. I think this is a total waste of resources and everything, but I'm sure. The thing that is driving me insane about this is the idea that people have been doing these things forever. This guy's that, you know what? For years, I've been putting a salad bar in my fridge. Or the people that, especially the people that tack on to a trend. So let's say someone presented this original video about this salad bar in a fridge. Then you see someone post the veggies would dry out so
I was
fast.
just going to say,
it doesn't make any.
Just leave vegetables out like that? Because I always have them in bags.
No, you need lids on that stuff.
Right.
And how often are you eating salads? Once a day? You're not eating a salad 3 times a day.
So I don't eat salad, but I utilize these things. But
Fine,
I don't
but
leave things
you'd go
out
build
like
yourself a little salad 3 times a day.
My fridge kind of has compartments like that. I could easily do this just by shoving a couple things in there, but I kind of have my fridge laid out like that. But I'm also like ADD. But
so
I would never just take a zucchini and put it in my fridge like without anything on it and just like have it sit out.
Here's where I think that I'm like, I can't imagine, or like I'm getting more pissed off at inauthenticity. And there's so much of that on TikTok, of course, of people acting like, okay, they're now doing this trend in their house and they act like, I've been doing this now for years. I have done this myself for years. This also comes down to like, okay, they do like some like trends.
So you're basically just steamed that you didn't think of this idea first.
No. I would never do this. I have containers in my fridge with food in them. I don't need a single one. First of all, my fridge is not bougie enough to have a special drawer, one that I can pull out. I don't know.
But then we actually think of the fact that you and me live alone, and most people have at least one other person living with them, so it's like double.
I get it. If there's a family, whatever, I get it. But my ultimate issue is not with the salad bar. It is with the people who then copy the trend and make their video seem like they invented this idea or they came up with this idea, or they're like piggybacking off of another trend and being like, my family has been making these like this for years. And you like, the person's obviously lying. I think that's probably one of my issues is
you don't like inauthenticity.
I just want, like, just be real. Why don't you start the video off by saying, oh, I saw it on TikTok that people were making salad bars in their fridge, so I'm going to. That's a really easy way to start your video instead of being like, for the last 5 years, I've been making a salad bar in my fridge for my kids every day. No, you fucking haven't. You have not. You haven't.
I love parent TikTok. One of my favorite trends from like last year is when it'd be like a duet and it'd be one person like, here's what I put in my kid's lunch today. And then it's just like a woman like wearing a robe and she's like packing. as she's like watching this person and then at the end she like puts a white claw in. It's perfect, amazing trend. Okay, here's some other really quick trends I just need to list that I currently am constantly seeing. First of all, I'm on Roseanne TikTok, and okay, if you are on Roseanne TikTok, you are going to at least once a day get a scene of that episode where Dan beats up Jackie.
Oh yeah, when he walks out the door.
Yes,
like takes his jacket off the hook and walks out.
I could like say that scene, but I'll always sit and watch it though too, because
I'll say
so good.
Daddy is my dream man.
Yeah. That's so fucking. And now also I get a lot of the Connors, which is a not canon. It's the and just like that of.
Have you seen any of Roseanne's recent stand-up specials?
No.
They're quite good? Alarming. They're alarming.
Yeah, but like she used to be so.
She has fallen down like the QAnon rabbit hole hardcore, and her specials are like, my pronouns are American, and it's like, girl.
I think maybe also though what happened is that she got canceled so hard by like the woke public that if I were her, I might go full QAnon too.
That's why she got turned against though, Amanda.
Well, she was already doing that, but she took a Xanax though, John.
That's why she got turned against. They didn't just decide one day, oh, you know what, the woke mob. First of all, don't get me started. Don't even get me started, all right? Don't get
Look, I'm not saying that this is a good one, but I think there's something happened there because she used to be such a like maybe not a role model.
That's something broke in her brain because she used to be a person for the people. That is what how her show became popular, was because people resonated with seeing a lower income family.
She always had those blue paper towels. I'm like, where are you getting those? Like, you can't find blue paper towels anywhere, but it was always the other thing. Another thing, horse hoof shaving. I'm really into that.
Girl.
Obviously, pimple popping and earwax.
Now, I like the horse hoof shaving as long as it doesn't have an abscess. I don't like when it squirts, when it like sprays shit everywhere. No, I like when they just do the slicing.
Have you ever seen them like shove a thing in like in the side of like a cow, just like right into her, and then it just lets out like gas? I'm like, that must feel so good for that cow.
Yeah, but imagine getting your. I'm very much more, as far as the satisfying things, I'm an ear cleaning video person.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I have one of those.
Oh, I have one of the cameras too, and I have nothing in my ear. Go figure. I also really like ingrown toenail.
Oh, I can't do that. And I can't do anything with like eyes.
No, yeah, the ingrown toenails. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good because they cut it out of this like section, and then there's like all this extra stuff on there, and you're like, what is that? It's extra skin that your body is building up to protect you from this nail.
Ooh.
Oh, so it's like the nail and the skin. Oh, there's something about that.
Well, you know how much I love chewing my fingers. I'm very into like skin around the cuticles. Are you on the bees ASMR? But she's like, and that was another great day of saving the bees.
No.
Really?
No. I've never heard of that.
It's like, girl, she's like, I went and I found the queen bee and I put her in a clip so she was safe. And it was another great day of saving the bees.
No.
Okay. Well, great.
Similarly, though, I get this girl who's like pretending that people are stopping into her like old timey like pub in like Shire times, where she's like, "Oh, hello, traveler. Oh, it's been a long journey for you. Please sit down and have some food I've made." Like she's like a innkeeper at like a tavern in like. You've never seen that? See, that's what's so interesting about TikTok is like, it's like why are they feeding me this?
Yeah.
No.
It's like weird. Okay, but I just wanted to like get those because they've been on my list for like a while, and I just wanted to like say them. Also, kids getting cochlear implants and hearing their parents talk for the first time. Are you kidding me?
And the glasses.
Oh, glasses too.
When they're like, the kid doesn't want the glasses, they put the glasses on, and they look at their parents, and they're like, oh my God.
Oh God, I burst into tears every fucking time. But here's my
I'll tell you, I'm gonna need TikTok. I have here one more little TikTok complaint. I'm gonna need TikTok. This latest trend is people doing a slideshow of their pets Okay. It starts off like,
I
when
got
we
you 22 years ago. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so it's dead now.
Okay, but the first like couple that I did, I was like, oh, that's cute. Oh, then they made friends. Then they were everything. And they'll be and then it's like they're ashes, which is hard because I mean, you guys know my dog passed away a couple weeks ago. I went and picked up her ashes like this week.
Aww.
And so I'm like, fuck you, TikTok. Fuck you. You know what? I am in support of the TikTok ban after that. If you're going to show me dying animals, fuck you, TikTok.
Yeah, I
ban
don't
it.
need to see any abused animals. I mean, Miss Peaches is already hard enough to watch. I mean, I've seen every Miss Peaches video. But
I saw one of her on a boat. I think it was today.
Oh, she's got the best life ever. She's really cute. Like that dog is fucking cute.
Those types of dogs are very cute. Are those like...
It's pit bull.
Just straight pit bull?
I think so. Yeah, she was in a hoarder situation, so that's fine. And I'm pretty sure that she probably like was being bred. Okay, but my big one, I have two this week. One is hot off the presses, but the first one is I've been following this guy's. I don't know. I guess they keep showing it to me because I do watch them through. But it's this guy that like the video starts with his hand scooping this whole thing. It looks like it almost looks like a boob implant, just like a thing of saline, like sloshy. And he picks up this thing of frog eggs, and there's like 3 million frogs. Okay, and he like pours it in. Okay, so I'm following this fucking journey. He picked up all these frog eggs. He has them in this like aquarium at his house, but like just a pretty basic one. And we've been watching them kind of grow. And he's like, yeah, pretty soon they're gonna grow legs, and we're gonna have 5 million full-grown frogs. And I'm like, what is your plan, sir? Because this tank is already too big. And a lot of people are pissed. I'm like, this is gonna be like the end of fucking Magnolia. Like, why do you want this? This isn't good to set all these frogs loose.
You're gonna release those out? Like, where?
I think so, but like who? That's not, I feel like that's going to fuck up the entire ecosystem, just that alone, because people in the comments are like, this is really irresponsible. The reason that frogs lay so many eggs is because like the ecosystem knows that only a few are going to survive. So now you've saved all of these eggs. This is going to ruin the entire world. Well, the ice caps are going to melt.
If you've ever watched Jurassic Park, you know where this is going. Mm-hmm. So they need to, no, life finds a way, right?
Life finds a way.
The problem is that, I know some people don't believe in evolution, I guess, but, evolution is there for a reason. And that's why you don't take the eggs from somewhere else, put them in a tank, and then cross your fingers and hope for the best.
I just don't know what his plan's going to be. How big are you going to let these things? Because
have you seen the eel pit? Have you seen the guy with the eel pit under his house?
No.
Girl. That's my real question. What
is he like growing them from babies?
It's like in a basement, and it's like his basement has like an eel pit.
Okay, that's
it is.
What if you met the love of your life and he took you into his basement and he had like an eel pit? I feel like I just don't know if I can. I don't know.
I think before he'd be the love of my life, I would know that. I would.
You'd get it. You'd get a sense,
and I would be like, huh? Okay. Like, I think special interests are beautiful, actually. So trust me, I want someone who is accepting of me liking Broadway. So Broadway, eel pit.
If I met a guy who like enjoyed watching Sister Wives, I wouldn't let him move in with me or marry him, but I guess I'd date him.
I think you would I think you should want someone who doesn't like Sister Wives.
I want someone who like
man liking Sister Wives.
I want someone who like doesn't like it, but will watch with me and like through watching it with me.
Well, that should be anyone that would be with you.
Yeah.
Everyone should just want to be with the person so they can spend time together and watch no matter what.
Ugh, sounds like a whole
lot.
A
beautiful way to wrap things up here today. You guys.
I had one more thing really quickly. Okay, this is hot off the press. I found a new game. Oh my God. Oh, it's so good. I've already pretty much caught up. But okay, during the pandemic, I got really into Lily's Garden. I spent like $300 a week on this game.
Okay.
I was just obsessed, which is good. It's good for my ADHD and it makes me not like eat all day long, everything in the fridge. But there's this game that I just saw somebody playing on TikTok and I looked it up and it's called, the official game is called A Little to the Left. And it's just an organization game. I accidentally typed in, or the one that I downloaded was like an off-brand one called A Bit to the Left, which is better. The other one is bullshit. A bit to the left, there's one where you clean a rug like they do on TikTok. Like you get to do little stuff. You get to like move your finger around and then you can like organize rooms and you can organize closets and like they'll give you like this toolbox and then all these tools and you have to like figure out where each of them go in each compartment. I cleaned a fridge I organized a fridge the other day. Oh, it's everything you could ever want in terms of organization. Would you like that type of thing? Do you like?
I do have one game on my phone that I play where it will give you like it'll like pop up a little item and then you have to put it on a shelf with other ones that are on like a big shelf. It's like you're taking one like doll and putting it with the two other dolls that look the same, and then they just like kind of like a matching kind of stacking thing.
This one's more just like, ooh, like how do I organize this and where does this fit? So, this is the wrong
aesthetic-y.
Anyway, it's called A Bit to the Left. So if anyone is like super ADD and like loves organizing shit, it's all the TikTok trends like carpet cleaning, fridge cleaning. I think I repaired someone's liver the other day, but it's happening. Anyway, that's it. Let's wrap this up, Joan.
Guys, if you haven't already and you've somehow made it here to an hour and 35 minutes and 17 seconds, what the fuck? Subscribe and then smash the like button, babies. Check out this week our Pod in the City podcast. We post our Patreon on Wednesday. That's going to be Broad City.
And that includes early ad-free releases of our main feed. So
as I was just going to say, baby, is if you are a part of our Patreon, you get our Pod in the City episode early too. And this week we do have a special guest. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, we got Jen from Real Housewives Recap. It's really hard to say.
It is really hard to say. Because you want to say Real Housewives.
You do. Yeah.
We are also putting our Pod in the City podcast on YouTube. So you could watch a live video. You can watch a video of that too if you'd like. Please join our Instagram. It's at PATC Pod. Check out Amanda's Total Request Pod for the very special month. And her Love to Hate TV, Sister Wives, season 10 episode. Is that what you're doing?
Well, currently we're doing Seeking Sister Wives, but we're getting back to Sister. The second that show starts to get bad, we're going back to Sister Wives. All right.
Yeah, that's about it, babies.
That's about it. Walter. Sorry, well, I was covering up Walter the whole time with my mic, but we're gonna wrap it up, Walter. Oh God, look at my eye. I rubbed my eye, forgot mascara was on.
I was gonna tell you that, but I couldn't tell if it was like messed up or not. Anyway.
Whatever, it's over. I'm gonna
bye guys.
Bye guys.